What's poppin', soul family, and welcome back to my channel. In today's pick a card, we are going to be spilling the tea on where you are headed in your connection with a particular individual, and I am super stoked for today's reading, you guys, because I'm finna get in all of y'all's business, as y'all know that I do best. If you guys are interested in the decks that we will be using for today's tarot reading, I will have them all linked down in the description box below for you guys to purchase on my Amazon storefront. And without further ado, we're gonna go on ahead and jump into your pile choices now. Alrighty, you guys, so here are the 4 groups that you have to choose from today. Go on ahead and take a moment to think of your person as well as your connection with said person and choose the card that you feel the most drawn to today. The timestamps for each card will be available down in the description box below for your convenience. We do have group number 1 with Let It Rain, group number 2 with Deep Sea Diving, group number 3 with Bounces, and group number 4 with Isle of Avalon. So pause the reading if you guys need a little bit more time to choose, you guys, and whenever you are ready, I will meet you at your reading. Hello to all of my beautiful people who have chosen group number 1 with Let It Rain. And the bottom of the card says allowing what is, inevitability, trust. Okay, you guys. So, this was definitely an interesting pile. So right off the bat, I sort of got the vibe that the two of you are very, very different from one another. So it's possible that there could be a bit of miscommunication on both of your ends. Not necessarily saying that this is like a bad thing per se, and I'm not saying that this is like a situation that like you couldn't make it work. I'm just saying that for this particular connection, it may take just a little bit more work, only because of the fact that y'all are so different and y'all just kind of have to get used to each other's ways, is what I'm getting. So one thing that I found interesting starting off, we have the Chariot card and the 4 of Wands. So immediately this kind of gives me the vibe that y'all two definitely are on the path to like moving forward with one another and building something. You're starting on some solid foundation here. There also is an energy pointing to or suggesting that y'all could be moving in together at some point, or like that energy is definitely coming through in the cards, like building a home together. We also have the Champion of Swords here and the Champion of Pentacles, and I do apologize if you guys see me like moving away. I have like a makeshift table situation here just until I get my setup how I want it. But yeah, that is why I am looking in this way, because my cards are over here. So yeah, so we have the Champion of Swords and the Champion of Pentacles. I'm getting that one of you guys operates in a very like masculine energy. The other one seems like more quiet and like steady and shy. I do feel like here one person in this connection is more so vocal than the others. Like this could be you that's more vocal, whether you're the feminine or you're the masculine in this connection, or however your dynamic is. Somebody here is more vocal and more action oriented than the other person, because we have the Champion of Swords here. This is a very like quick to communicate, quick to see, like quick to say what it is that I have to say, oftentimes impulsively too. Somebody here could be the type that like they might speak out impulsively, not necessarily with bad intention, of course, but more so when you blurt something out and it sounded better in your head, that's sort of like the air that I'm getting with like the miscommunication here. So I'm not seeing that these differences make you guys incompatible with one another. If anything, I'm getting more of a vibe of like the two of you will help balance each other out, because with the Chariot card here, you see we have 2 horses. They are going in separate directions, but obviously they still look good together. As you can see, one is got darker hair, one's got lighter hair, so like through their differences or whatever, they are still able to build something solid and stable. And that is the sort of vibe that I got from this connection. Also, if you chose this pile, I kind of get the vibe from you that in like previous connections, it seems as though you were the one that was always doing the work. You were the ones that were always trying to kind of make the connection work, make the connection go the way that you both intend for it to go. But I am getting the vibe that in your previous connection, things might have been a bit imbalanced, or your previous partners may not have quite necessarily contributed in the ways that you needed. Okay. And I'm seeing in this connection that your person, they want to pour into you in the ways that you want, but it might take a bit more work on both of your parts as well, because this is just a connection where I feel like the two of you have different love languages. One person shows that, or one person receives love from more of like an acts of service and like an action oriented, like I can show you better than I can tell you type vibe, and the other person is like, no, I need the words of affirmation, I need to hear it come from your mouth. You could be the person that's more of like a words of affirmation type of person, and I definitely feel like you guys are the type that you want somebody who can, like, you know, back it up with their actions, of course, but the words of affirmation and hearing it consistently on a day-to-day basis for the most of you, I feel as though is very important. I get the vibe that you guys are the type that's like, no, I need to hear it. And they seem more, for the vast majority of you, they seem more like the type that's like, I can show you better than I can tell you. And I think that the most important thing here, in order for this connection to actually really be able to grow and be fruitful, is that the two of you have to learn to love one another in each other's love languages. You know, so this person might be the type to show you that they love you through acts of service, when you might be needing more of, like, you know, words of affirmation. So communication in this relationship is going to be very, very important. And it's also important to note that with different communication styles, to really maybe reflect on what's being said before reacting, you know, because I do get the vibe that somebody in this connection might be a bit more reactive than the other. Let's see what else came through though. We also have the Emperor card here. So I am definitely getting a very like masculine, like let me take care of it type of energy coming from your person. This could also be you. But I'm definitely seeing somebody here who is very much willing to step up and show you all the ways in which they can provide for you. And then you also have the High Priestess card here as well, which I feel like for the vast majority of you symbolizes you. Like intuitively, I think you guys know that this person came into your life for a very specific reason, and I definitely feel like this is a connection where you guys will more than anything learn so much from one another. And honestly, I don't really get any bad vibes from this pile at all. I just see that you guys might run into some hiccups or potentially bump heads at times just because of the fact that you guys are so different. But remember, different doesn't always have to outright mean incompatible, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. So in terms of like whether this connection is going in a fruitful direction, it certainly is, and it certainly will continue to, but I feel like communication is like the most vital part. I feel like this person is going to kind of help you better understand them, and they are going to better understand you. I feel like this person seems very different from the previous people that you might have been with or that you might have dated in the past. So you know that there is something here, like, you know that there is much to do here, basically is what I'm saying. So yes, this relationship does have the capacity to be very fruitful as long as both of you make an adequate effort to ensure that you guys stay on the same page. Also, we do have the Stagnant Waters card. It says feeling stuck, a call for shifts, flow, and change. So this kind of is what led me to believe that, you know, in a lot of your relationships, you were the one that kind of had to do everything, essentially, like, or you were the one that kind of had to put in the vast majority of the work instead of actually letting things flow. For the vast majority of you, I feel as though this connection is going to give you a chance to step into your feminine energy, where you don't have to chase. You literally just have to attract, because you're just naturally attractive, and that is why this person is so drawn to you, because you are very different from, you know, other people that they have been with, you know. And I feel like you are definitely going to sort of teach this person all the ways in which to pour into you. Also, I definitely feel like you can read this person very, very well, for the most part, but there might be times where, like I said, there could be some misunderstandings just because of the fact that you guys are so different, and it's just super important that you guys work through and talk through those things. Also, I feel as though you might feel intuitively connected to this person in a way, like you can sense their energy, you can sense when they're feeling down, or you know how you kind of read them very well. So that is the overall message that I get for the direction that this relationship is heading. It's definitely seeming like you guys have a very solid foundation to start with. I cannot say for certain whether or not this relationship is something that is new, or whether you guys have been together for a while. It seems like it could be a mix of both for this pile. But my biggest piece of advice for you is to make sure that you guys really have strong communication in your relationship, or work towards that, and understand the fact that just because you guys are very different from one another doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. It just means that it will require more work on both of your parts in order to make this relationship work, if that makes sense. So yeah, overall I do see it does have the potential to be a very fruitful connection. And I also see if you were considering moving in together, or if you guys are headed down that direction, or if that is something that has crossed your mind, that is in the card as well. So yeah, you guys, that is all. Actually, no, it's not all. I did also have two other cards here. They just didn't fit on my makeshift table. But we have the love spell card. It says you've been bewitched. And then we also have vacation. You will be traveling soon. So when I seen this love spell card, I definitely felt more so like this is the energy that your person has towards you, because you are in this super attractive high priestess type energy. This is a very feminine energy, very, very very attractive. You know, it's like you find solace in the comfort of just knowing that everything is going to be okay. Like there's something about your energy that does bring this person like a sense of peace, and they're super fucking drawn to you. Like they're literally not, I don't see that they have any eyes on anybody else overall. Yeah, that's pretty much the vibe that I was getting here. And also we have the vacation card, which says you will be traveling soon. This person could be planning a trip for you, or like I said, you guys could literally be moving in together, that sort of thing. Yeah, so I do definitely see you guys growing closer. So just continue to build that communication. What is the word that I'm looking for? Continue to build up your communication skills in this relationship, and like getting used to communicating with them in a way that works for them, and they should also be doing the same for you, if that makes sense. So yeah, now that is all I have for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you are interested in the decks that we were using for today's reading, we did use the Cosmic Love Oracle, the Everything You Do Is Magic Tarot, or Every Little Thing You Do Is Magic Tarot deck, and the Healing Waters Oracle. I will have all three of those decks linked down in the description box below. If you want to go check them out, feel free to do so. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in my next one. Bye. Hello to all of my beautiful people who have chosen group number 2 with deep sea diving. And the bottom of the card says Way of the Mystic, learn through experiencing depths. Okay. So this was a very interesting pile, you guys. So for a lot of you, I was actually getting the vibe of like some of y'all could be in no contact, or have recently been in no contact for a certain period of time. And honestly, I'm kind of getting the vibe that the reason for this period of no contact is because your person just was not acting right. Okay, that is what it is. Like, and I'm honestly getting the vibe that they're not like an inherently bad person or anything like that. They just wasn't acting right. They wasn't bringing to the table what it was that you was looking for. And so a lot of you guys, I feel as though we're willing to cut ties, despite the love that you might have had for this person, just because it was less than what it was that you wanted. Like that's kind of what I was getting, or this sort of vibe I was getting. Oh no, not my cards falling on the floor. So we start off the reading with the Judgment card and the 10 of Swords. Okay, so I was definitely getting the energy of you having to take a step back and kind of look at this from an objective perspective, like what is really happening here. Because I feel like the old you probably would have stayed and maybe settled for something that you know that you didn't deserve just because you wanted to have that person around. But I definitely feel like you knew that you grew because you just wasn't having it in this connection. And I definitely feel like that actually might have actually been what lit the fire under this person's ass to really get it together when it came to you, you know? Also, I'm feeling like if you felt drawn to pile number 3, because I think pile number 3 had like a similar energy to this. If you felt drawn to that pile, you should definitely watch that one too, because it might actually be a continuation of whatever happens here. We also have the Temperance card and the Wheel of Fortune. Or the Temperance card reversed, clarified by the Wheel of Fortune. I definitely feel like y'all had to enter a period of no contact just because of the fact that this person, the connection was imbalanced. Okay, I feel as though you were putting forth a lot more energy and a lot more effort than this person was willing to give you. And from the Wheel of Fortune, I feel as though that when you stepped away, or like maybe when you pulled your energy back, and also for some of y'all, this person could have been the one to walk away just because of the fact that they were not willing to give you what it was that they knew that you deserved. It could have gone either ways. But either way, I'm saying when your energy separated like this, or should I say y'all stayed connected, but when you separated, like in terms of like no longer connecting with one another, or like being in no contact, or just having that distance between the two of you, I feel as though things might have actually really started kind of shifting in your favor. So it might have felt like maybe temporarily your love life sucked there for a minute, but like maybe you got promoted at work, or maybe you had a little bit more extra money, or maybe you just felt a little bit better energetically. Maybe not so much about this connection, but about yourself. It was like this point in time, it was like a deep period of reflection for you that you kind of needed. Okay, hence the card. Sorry you guys, I keep looking over here because my cards are like all the way down here, like over here, because my setup is just not really how I want it right now. But it says Way of the Mystic, learning through experiencing depths. Okay, so I definitely feel like this connection made you recognize just how amazing you are in terms of how much love you bring to the table. We have the Elder of Cups. Like, it's very clear that you have so much love to give. But also at the same time, you cannot continue pouring into connections that do not serve you in the same way that you serve them. Now, in terms of whether or not this connection is going to work out, it genuinely depends on, one, how this person decides to act moving forward, because I'm feeling like right now they're actually going through that period of, you know, facing the fact that they could actually lose you, or that they may have already lost you, because I feel like a lot of y'all probably gave this person chance after chance after chance, and y'all just came to a point where y'all was just over it. So yeah, some of you guys, if this connection doesn't work out, for the vast majority of you, I feel as though it could be because you no longer want it. This time has sprung you into a version of yourself that is abundant, like that your cup is full essentially, and you don't need anybody else either taking from your cup or pouring into your cup, because your cup is already overflowing. And we have the Seven of Cups reverse. This person was sadly under the impression, and they behaved this way too, they were sadly under the impression that they had options, they have multiple options. They're coming to the realization that none of those options really were better than you. Okay, so I'm definitely getting the vibe, if y'all are in no contact, yes, this person will be back. And honestly, there is nothing that you have to do, is what I'm saying. If this relationship is going to work, all of the effort will have to be put in on their part. I did also pull some clarifier cards for y'all. So we have the Caution card. It says find out more information and don't overwork yourself. Okay, so like I said, with the Temperance card that came out reversed, there was a clear indication that there was an imbalance in this connection. Okay, you were the one that was clearly doing all of the work, pouring all of this juicy, loving energy into this person who just really was under the impression that they had multiple options, and they treated you as such, which, you know, is a problem. And then so yeah, they're saying, like, if this is gonna work, like, it's gonna work because they decided to act right in this connection. It's not, you don't have to make an effort to fix something that you did not break. Okay. And then we have give it time. The bottom of the card says everything in divine timing, let things flow. Okay. If you are like actively trying to manifest this person back into your life, understand that there is really nothing that you need to do in this situation. If you're trying to call this back to you, it seems as though there is nothing but space and time like between the two of you that this person would have to use to like get it together. Okay, because we have the last card is commitment. Things are getting serious. I feel as though if this person is going to come into your life, okay, or come back into your life, and this is going to work, you know, they have to be willing to commit. And a lot of the time people don't want to commit for very selfish reasons, and then when they lose access to your energy, they realize that, you know, there's nobody else like you, you know. And the problem is, I definitely see for sure that for all of you, this person is going to come to that realization. But what makes it different for each person is in each individual is when this happens, because it will happen in divine timing, hence the give it time card. When this happens, it depends on where you will be at. You could, there are so many different scenarios and so many different ways that this could play out. But I do see that one thing is for certain. For all of you, they will feel and experience and realize like what it's like to have the weight of your absence, to experience the weight of your absence. That is true for all of you, okay? Within divine timing. But what's differs for all of you is where you will be at. Whether or not you are willing to accept this offer, if it's even what it is that you wanted. Like now that once you have come to that realization of like, my cup is full, like with or without you, and I genuinely don't need you, I just actually wanted to have you around. Once you come to that realization, it's really going to be up to you whether you decide to let this person in your life, because there could have been a time where you were hardcore trying to manifest this person, and then they come in and it turns out that it's just not something that you wanted anymore, because maybe you found something better, or maybe you just don't want them anymore. You know, like that is what I see varies. So like for those of you who really do see this connection going somewhere and you really want this to work, not from a standpoint of putting them on a pedestal or anything, because if we're being very honest, this person is just not that fucking special, bestie. Like I'm just telling you, like from my perspective, they're really not that awesome. Like they're really not that great. Okay. And I don't mean that from like a standpoint of like slandering them in any way, shape, or form. But I mean that from a perspective of look at you and everything that you brought to the table. The person that treated you like an option, they're really not that special. They're really not that great. You know, you might have even shed a couple tears for this person because they wasn't treating you right. And once you finish like really crying those tears, you got to ask yourself, like, what makes them so special? What makes them so special to you? What makes them so special for you? What makes them good enough for you? Especially if they had you questioning what makes you good enough for them. What makes them good enough for you? You know, you really got to sit there and really ponder on that. And then, you know, after a while, a lot of y'all might come to the realization, like, were you ever even worth manifesting? Because, like, look at everything else that I could actually have. And sometimes it really does play out like that. So, truth be told, yes, this person is definitely going to regret how they handled this situation, how they treated you, and they're definitely going to come back within divine timing. But it's just dependent on, like, are they going to be too late or not? Okay, that is the overall vibe that I'm getting. Are they going to be too late or not? For some of you guys, you may welcome them back in with open arms, but giving them a hard time and making sure that they understand that it's all on them now to fix this connection or fix what they broke, or, you know, repair it, do damage control. It's going to be all on them. And if they're really about you, it's going to show. Okay. But for others of you, by the time this person actually musters up the strength, because I feel like they're already in the process of realizing what they fucked up now, but for the other half of you, I'm definitely feeling like by the time they actually muster up the strength to come forward and tell you the truth and give you their truth, it may just be too late. and you may not want them anymore. And losing you would probably be like one of their greatest regrets in life. Okay, so that is the overall energy that I'm getting for you guys. It's not one set outcome for this pile. It's just they realize and they fucked up, and it's a matter of like, when are they gonna do it? When are they gonna do something about it, essentially, and how you're going to react. So yeah, for those of you who are over it, you're probably going to get some sort of apology, maybe kind of have them crawling back asking you, like, can we make this work? And you're probably just going to be like, no, I don't really think so, because I'm not going to give you the option to do me like that again. And for others of you, you might say, you know what, yeah, we can make this work, but you're gonna have to really work for it. So yeah, that's pretty much the overall vibe, the overall summary of where I see this relationship currently headed right now. And remember, if you guys felt drawn to group number 3, I feel like for a lot of y'all, group number 3 might be a continuation of this, like further into the future. But yeah, so that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I sincerely hope that you enjoyed that message. If you're interested in the decks that we use for the tarot, for today's tarot reading, we did use the Healing Waters Oracle cards by Rebecca Campbell. We also used the love Oracle deck or something like that. I got it from Amazon. And then we also use the Every Little Thing You Do Is Magic tarot deck. I will have all 3 decks linked down in the description box below. Feel free to check those out on my Amazon storefront if that is something that you guys are interested in purchasing for yourselves. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in my next one. Bye. Hello to all of my beautiful people who have chosen group number 3 with Bounteous, I think, or Bounteous, however you pronounce that word. And the bottom of the card says generously given, relationships coming together. Okay, you guys, so if you were at all feeling drawn to group number 2, I would sort of recommend for you to watch that pile, because group number 3 almost seemed like some sort of like continuation of group number 2's energy. So yeah, just putting that out there before we get started. So, I was getting the vibe, previously that you may have had to walk away from this connection. This seems like a connection that was once no contact and now no longer is no contact. Even if that no contact period was for a very short period of time or an extended period of time, it could have gone from days to literally years for this pile. Just, this reading is timeless, so keep that in mind. We have the 8 of Cups and the 3 of Swords here. So I am seeing that there was some sort of separation that happened in this connection in the past. It is giving a past energy or one that could occur in the future, but for the vast majority of you, like I said, this seemed like a continuation of group number 2's energy. So I am getting the vibe that this happened in the past. Somebody had to walk away from somebody, and I'm definitely feeling like I'm hearing like when a heart breaks, it doesn't break even. I forgot who sang that song. If y'all remember, drop it in the comments. But I'm getting the vibe that one person was probably more hurt than the other because there was some sort of imbalance in this relationship, okay? But I do see this person coming forward with some sort of offer or some sort of idea, or we have the Ace of Wands here. So it's possible that this person may have at one point only wanted something casual, and I feel like for this pile, you guys are kind of like, that's not really what I had in mind, or that's not really. So I feel like you guys wanted something that was like a bit more committed, something that the two of you could really work well together on building. We have the 3 of Pentacles here, so it was like you wanted a connection that's like, you're a team, like teamwork, team player with this 3 of Pentacles type of energy. And I definitely see this person recognizing that you deserve that. And I do feel as though they are going to want to give that to you. But it is a matter of whether or not you will want to accept it when the time comes, when they do come back around. And trust and believe, if you are in no contact, they will be back. I literally have a card that confirms it. They'll be back. It says expect to hear from them soon. So for those of you who are in no contact in this connection, you will be hearing from them soon. And some of you may have already heard from them soon because they probably saw you out here winning. I am getting the energy of when this separation did occur, or when this did take place, y'all are the type, y'all turn that heartbreak into like passion. You might be the type that pours it into your work, or pours it into one of your hobbies, or pours it into one of your crafts, or something along those lines. And I see that when you decided to pull away from this, or pull away from really anything in your life that no longer served you, because I'm feeling like a lot of you guys came to the realization of not just this, but maybe a lot of other things in your life that you may have loved that just didn't really serve you. um you know um you decided to let go of those things, and probably including this connection as well. And that is when things start getting fruitful for you, because you're not holding on to things that maybe you don't want, no matter how cool they may seem. You're just not letting anything clutter up or junk up your life right now. And that is exactly where you are supposed to be at this time, if that makes sense. So we have the Fool card and the Six of Swords. I'm seeing you embarking on like a new journey, and I'm seeing you being very, or no, not the Six of Swords, Six of Wands. I'm seeing you guys embarking on a new journey, and I'm seeing you being very successful at this new endeavor, or just being very happy and fruitful with where you are now. This is an emphasis, something that you're learning in your life, to be happy where you are now. And I'm definitely, if you're wondering if this person is watching you, looking out for you, I also heard fake accounts too. I don't feel like that's for a lot of you, but I feel like that is for somebody. If you've like kind of suspected, some random accounts following you, trying to see what's going on with you, yeah, they're definitely trying to keep tabs on you. They definitely see you out here looking good, being fruitful. If you're active on social media, or you have mutual friends or anything like that, they definitely are going to come back. I feel like they're probably crafting their offer or their idea or what they want to say as we speak. Okay, we also have the Manifest card. It says tell the universe exactly what it is that you want. And when I talk about manifestation, I always use the what's the word, this restaurant metaphor or whatever. It's like you order some food and you're super excited to get this busting ass food, right, at the restaurant or whatever, and the waiter brings you the wrong thing. Maybe they make the food wrong, or maybe they brought you somebody else's order. Maybe this order looks even better, so you decide that that's, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna just get this instead. Or you send the food back to the kitchen and say, no, that's not really what I want. It's bring me what it is that I want, and it's just effortless like that. You can decide what it is that you want in that moment. So if this connection is something that you want, or if you want something better than this connection to be brought your way, with the manifestation card, the possibilities are endless. Maybe you want a better connection, but you want closure from this one. You can have that. Maybe you want this connection to work. You need this person to, or you want this person to come to the realization of like, I'm literally amazing and there's nobody else like me, so I'm the one that's for you. Like, whatever the case may be, the point remains, you can have what it is that you want out of this. This connection is going to play out however it is that you intend, based off of what you want. And for the vast majority of you, I do see this being a very, very fruitful connection, as long as your person has common sense. Okay, as long as they have common sense to understand literally just how amazing you are, and how much abundance would come with just having somebody like you in their life. Like, you have to realize that about yourself too, group number 3. Like, you have to see that, you have to understand that, because it really is like the universe is literally coming forth and telling you, if this is something that you want, you could have that, but you gotta see how amazing you are first. And I definitely feel like y'all are really stepping into that era. When 2026 came around, I definitely picked up on the vibe, like, it's something different about this year. This is not your typical standard new year, new me. Like, y'all are really out here leveling up in ways that you never would have even thought. Like, you're actually seeing evidence of your manifestations. You're actually sending those orders back to the universe that you no longer want, or maybe even accepting the ones that come your way because they're aligned with your journey. It's a matter of like you being open to that idea, being open to having what it is that you want. Because sure, there may have been some connections in the past that might have gone very similar to this one. Maybe you were treated like an option. Maybe this person didn't show up in the way, because in the last pick a card, which is why I said, or in the last pile, which is why I said this is like a continuation, we did get the vibe that the person they were dealing with had multiple options, or was under the impression that they had multiple options, and it just didn't play out that way because none of those options were you. You understand? And the bottom of the card says someone is in the middle. Someone is trying to sabotage this. So it doesn't matter whether or not this person had like a third party situation, or they were just listening to too much chitter chatter going on around them, picking up on too much around them that just had nothing to do with how amazing that you are, and your absence really does show them that. It really did show them that. And that's why we got the they'll be back card. So yeah, overall, if you guys are in a period of no contact, this person will be back. They're definitely starting to feel that weight of your absence in this connection, and they see how fruitful you are in general, like with or without them. The only difference is that when they're in your life, they have access to that, but at the same time, they have to be willing to make it worth your while to have them in your life too, because I was telling group number 2, I'm like, this person is not that special. If they're going to treat you like an option, literally in your world, your life, your reality, they're really not that special. You're the one that's special. You're the one that's bringing forth all of the magic. You're the one that like literally sprinkles the pixie dust with you, like wherever it is that you go. That's why you're so magnetic. That's why so many people are drawn to you, and so yeah, if this connection is something that you want, it's definitely something that is bound to happen. I don't know if you guys have heard the saying, like, you can't want something if it's not possible for you to have that. Manifestation is literally selecting the reality in which you choose to live in. So whether that reality involves you being with this person, or involves you being with somebody better than this person but still having that closure that you need from this person, or just knowing the fact that they recognize that they fucked this up with you, and however it is that you want this situation to play out, that is what is going to happen here. That is how this situation is going to be back. And if you're wondering if they're going to come back, they are going to come back. And if they do come back, or have already came back, this is what we're working with here. It's really like the ball is genuinely in your court, you guys. So yeah, this could be super fruitful, but either way, you win. Okay, either way in this connection, you win. But yeah, that is the overall message that I have for you guys today. Please do let me know down in the comments how this reading resonates for you guys. If you guys are interested in the decks that we use for today's tarot reading, we did use the Cosmic Love Oracle deck, the Every Little Thing You Do is Magic tarot deck, as well as the Healing Waters Oracle deck by Rebecca Campbell. I will make sure to have all of those linked down below on my Amazon storefront for you guys to check out if those decks are something that you are interested in. And that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in my next one. Bye. Hello to all of my beautiful people who have chosen group number 4 with the Isle of Avalon, and welcome to your reading, you guys. Okay. So I'm super excited to get into this reading because this pile gave me such a good vibe. The overall energy that I was getting is like soulmate energy. Like, this is your person and you guys are going to build something very, very fruitful together. Okay. That is the overall message that came through. It is not going to be easy, because I am feeling as though the two of you have some differences, but the fact that you guys both want the same things prompts you guys to both move in the same direction, despite the fact that you guys may have many differences. Okay, so we start off the reading with the Oracle of Wands card and the Elder of Wands. Okay, so I'm pretty sure the Oracle in this deck is the Queen. So we do do have the king and queen energy here, both literally on the same type of time. That's what I get. I get a masc and femme energy. They're both on the same type of time with one another. We also have the emperor card. Okay, so I am feeling like the masculine in this connection may have at some point been struggling really fully operating within their masculine energy. I also feel like it's possible that they could have felt some type of way about maybe not at first being in the position to really pour into you in the ways that they felt as though you deserve. This person does give me very strong provider energy, and when you come in with all of this soft, radiant, beautiful, feminine energy with the Empress card, it's like it almost at some point could have genuinely scared them off. Okay, I definitely feel like they came back, or they will be coming back for a couple piles in this reading. I was getting a slight energy of no contact, so that could have been y'all at some point, but overall I am definitely seeing this right here is going places, but it may not be easy. Okay, we have the Four of Pentacles here. Okay, I'm seeing that the masculine might have been in this energy of like not really being able or not really being willing to provide what it was that you needed. And I probably said the word survive because they were probably operating in survival mode at the time that you came into their life, or vice versa. And then we also have the Nine of Pentacles here. Okay, so honestly, like, in terms of like their perspective of you, their perception of you, they see you as somebody who is just magical. Like, you are just magical, you're magnificent, you're amazing, you bring so much to the table. You literally brought magic back into their life. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen Once Upon a Time, like through all of the different timelines and like curses and just everything that happened. It's a really good show if y'all haven't seen it, y'all. It's on Disney. Y'all, it's literally like all of the Disney characters, but like in real life, like type stuff. Go watch that show because it really does like kind of show the importance of like hope hope that things could get better, or hope that like it helps you believe in magic. Like, it literally helps you bring some magic into your life, into your world. Like, and that's kind of what the premise of that show was about. Like, so many situations and scenarios that they just really thought they couldn't get out of, and like literally they brought magic back to the land and just restored things to the way that they were supposed to be. Like, it was always in divine order, and I'm just feeling like this connection is like part of that divine order. We also have the Tower card and the Justice card here, so I'm definitely feeling like if there was a point in time like where this masculine was like running from you or like resisting you or that sort of thing, we have the Tower card and the Justice card. Y'all y'all brought the Tower moment upon this person, but not in the ways, because a lot of times we see this card and we think this is just like the scariest card in the deck, but sometimes like your person or even you need to be hit with a ton of bricks, because what y'all came here to do together, both of you guys, I feel as though have spent an adequate amount of time soul searching and doing the work on your own, to the point where now this is finally coming into fruition. Now you're finally getting the things that you asked for in this connection, and you both, while you are very different, you are both on the same type of time. Okay, and so this is going to happen. Okay, is what I'm saying, what I'm seeing here. And if it doesn't happen in this lifetime, it's gonna it's gonna happen. It has to happen. The two of you are connected. Like, this is your soulmate. Like, this is your person. This is somebody you are meant to accomplish great things with, and you've done enough work to actually be able to see this through. So if there is any resistance to this connection, it's almost like there is resistance to self. Confirmation of the soulmate, though, the soulmate energy, we have the King and the Queen. Okay, we have the King and the Queen, and we have the Two of Cups. I don't know what more soulmate energy could come through than this. And also, I'm also hearing a conversation needs to be had between the two of you. There may have been some misunderstandings in the past, but all that is getting cleared. All of that is getting pushed out the way. I'm feeling like this soulmate may have resisted this connection for quite some time, but it was almost like they felt like they were resisting themselves. It felt wrong to them when you guys were in separation, if you guys were in a period of separation, because they knew that you were the thing that they asked for. Like, you were literally exactly what it was that they asked for. It's like, imagine you pray to God, right? And then all of a sudden God walks in the room. It had them shook for a minute. Like, they're like, whoa. It's like y'all really manifested each other, and the intensity of this connection might have scared them at first, but they'll definitely be back. We have the challenges card. It says make a decision, work on inner healing. Okay, so I definitely feel like this is a place that both of y'all had to kind of approach this connection from. But for you, I feel like you guys had come to a realization of, this is beautiful, and like, I love you, and like, I care about you super deeply, but if this isn't something that if this isn't something that you're willing to pour into in the ways that I am, I'm gonna have to walk away and be fruitful on my own. And that was the exact thing. That was the exact moment that the light switch went off in their mind. They were like, oh shit, like, I can't lose this. Like, this is exactly what I asked for, So, we have the Justice card here as well, which shows them coming in and balancing the scales. Also, this person could have some strong Libra placements. We have the Tower card. I don't know what. I want to say this is Aquarius, I want to say this is Aquarius. I don't know. I could be wrong about that. It does give me Aquarius vibes, though. And what other signs do we have coming through? We have the Empress card. I think that's Taurus. And what else do we have? Oh, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy with the fire signs that came through. We have open your heart up. Okay. It says it will help you attract more love. Okay. By pouring love into yourself and opening your heart up. It's like you decided to actually stay cracked open despite the fact that you guys may have had your differences, and you might have even shed a couple tears over this connection. You kept your heart open, and you were open to receiving, even if it wasn't this. And I think that is what kind of made the universe give you this, if that makes sense. It's a beautiful connection, really. And another thing with the Empress card, I don't want to freak anybody out, but with the Empress card, we do have the pregnancy card. Okay, in the bottom of the card says someone is expecting. So somebody here could be pregnant. If you are pregnant, this is your confirmation. Some of y'all might be pregnant and don't even know it. For those of you who know, like, no, this is not possible. Either y'all are the same gender, or, maybe you can't get pregnant, or that's just not something that is happening, not something you're welcoming into your world. This energy symbolizes giving birth to and the creation of a new reality. So if it's not a whole new human, it's a whole new reality for yourself. Okay, so take it that way. And then we have intimacy. It says sexual chemistry, reminiscing. Why do I keep dropping these cards, y'all? This card flew across the room, y'all. They want to throw you across the room, okay? In a good way. But yeah, they want to throw you across the room. So there is a lot. Y'all are very connected in just a very beautiful way. And then one last card, we have immerse yourself. It says training, learning, new hobbies, passion. Okay, I feel as though you have inspired this person to create new things, to pick up new hobbies. You have put this person on to some things, and they are really praising you for it. Like, they are really thanking you for it. You brought the magic back, like how in Once Upon a Time they brought the magic back to Storybrooke. You brought magic into this person's life. That is the energy that I'm getting. also the two of you are going to learn so much from one another. Like, your biggest lessons in life will come from this person. And I don't mean that from a perspective of like they're a blessing or a lesson. No, they are both. I don't know if y'all have ever heard the saying, some people come into your life as a blessing, some people come into your life as a lesson, or some people come for a lifetime, some people come for a season. I'm definitely getting this person is here for a lifetime, or they're definitely in it for the long haul. Okay. And this connection is both a blessing that you will learn from. You will learn many lessons from this person, but it's not in a way in which, like, the type of lessons where you grow apart. It's the type of lessons that will bring you both close together. And while it may not be easy, it is 100% worth it. If you were wondering if this connection is worth it, if it's going somewhere, if it's worth you investing and pouring your time into, the answer is definitely yes. But of course, if you feel as though there is an imbalance in this connection because this person is at a place in their life where maybe they can really only pour into themselves right now, then that is your time to turn around and do the same. Because when you are connected to somebody in this way, the work that you do on yourself will inevitably do the same thing for your person. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of the saying, everybody is you pushed out. This is literally like the premise of like manifestation and the law of attraction or the law of assumption or whatever it is that you believe in. Everybody is a reflection of you. This person is probably going to be the biggest reflection of you in your life right now. So if you ever feel as though they have abandoned you or if they have left you, they would essentially be doing so in maybe some of the ways that you have either been abandoned by other people that you haven't fully healed from, or in the ways that you may have abandoned yourself previously. These are patterns that you will no longer have to repeat. You have gone through enough of these cycles to the point where you're definitely ready for something real. In this connection, I definitely feel like this is the person. This is where that is going to happen. So yeah, overall summary, this is your soulmate and y'all are mad cute together, and y'all might go through some trials and tribulations, but this is just all part of the process. Spirit is saying trust the process. And some of y'all pregnant and don't even know it, and others of y'all are just really stepping into a whole nother reality. Like a year from now, you're not even gonna recognize yourself. You and your person not even gonna recognize yourself. You're both just gonna be so like leveled up is what I'm getting from this pile. But yeah, very beautiful reading. That is overall the whole message that I had for you guys. I sincerely hope that resonated for you and gave you the confirmation that you needed to either move forward or just make an informed decision. Yeah, so that is what I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are interested in the decks that we use for today's tarot reading, we did use the Cosmic Love Oracle deck, as well as the Healing Waters Oracle deck by Rebecca Campbell, and the Every Little Thing You Do Is Magic tarot deck. I will have all 3 tarot decks linked down in the description box below. For your convenience, feel free to check those out on my Amazon storefront. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in my next one. Bye!